am Veda Scott here with Sam Laterna. We are here for the very first show of the Collective 2022. We're here for Glory Pro Wrestling.
Good morning, wrestling fans, and good afternoon around the world, live on Fight, as Game Changer Wrestling presents Cemetery Gates in association with Glory Pro Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, our opening contest is a four-way match set for one fall.
Here we go, Sam, and as always, you and I, we are very much on social media at all times, and we are encouraging you to please use the hashtag CemeteryGates if you are watching along. Let us know what you think, and I think we're about to get started with a huge international four-way match.
Yes, I love representation, and that we're going to get here in the opening match. We have Myron Reed representing the United States, Carlos Romo representing Spain, Shane Sabre repping Canada, and of course Danny Wales from the UK from Wales. Let's see how everyone shows out their styles, right? And here he is, hot fire, Myron Reed. He's been with MLW since 2018.
Coming to the ring first from Louisville, Kentucky, weighing 180 pounds. He is the young goat, hot fire, Myron Reed.
First out of the gate, Sam, the very first wrestler here at the Collective. Here for the very first show in the very first match.
Myron's setting the mood with his entrance,
Yes.
right? The first of firsts for what is going to be a tremendous weekend here at the Collective. And he's got his work cut out for him. He's never versed the likes of Romo, Sabre, or Danny Jones.
No, this match has some pairings, some groupings in it that not only have never happened before, but are ones that, like, on paper, I'm like,
Next,
yeah, I want to see
from the
that.
Great White North, weighing 205 pounds, Shane Sabre.
Now, Shane Sabre, as you mentioned, he's representing Canada here today in this match, but that doesn't mean that he's at all been restricted to Canada. We see him here today. He's wrestled extensively in the Midwest, as well as tours of England. I was with him on a trip to the UK once as well. I think he just got back from one.
Ah, well then he's a man about town, shall we say. And this is going to be his first ever singles match at Glory Pro. He's been in tag team action here before, so it's time for him to prove himself in singles competition. Ah, now we have Danny Jones.
From Cardiff, Wales, weighing 225 pounds. He is made of stone, Danny Jones.
Made of stone, Danny Jones. A little bit different sort of experience for Danny Jones because he's someone that's competed extensively in Japan. He toured with All Japan. And of course, you've probably seen him on NXT UK.
Yeah, a pretty regular addition of the roster at this point.
Okay, now I try to remain unbiased, but this is my pick. This is my pick for this four-way. Carlos Romo. I just love it. Look at him.
From Katch, Spain, weighing 80 kilos, 176 pounds. He is the image of the invisible Carlos Romo.
Carlos Romo returning for his second tour of the United States. He returns to Glory Pro for the first time since 2019. I'm sure he's learned a lot, put a lot of tools into his arsenal since then. So let's see what this Romo is like at Glory Pro Wrestling.
I got to know Carlos when he was doing an extensive tour of the UK. He's someone who, like he said, although based in Spain, he travels as much as possible to wrestle and train with all different sorts of competitors. And recently, he started touring with his band as well. They're called Early Flight. So, you know, he's bringing a little bit of music, a little bit of that sort of showmanship to this match, and I love it.
Four-way match, one fall 30, your referee, Nick Chin.
And you just heard that there, Sam. Just to be clear, this is a one fall to a finish match.
And look at Romo out here trying to get the crowd going. Such charisma by him, but Shane Sabre wasting no time tackling Romo, getting him to the outside. Okay.
Whoa!
We're getting started hot and heavy with a back suplex on the apron.
Right
oh my!
on the apron.
Oh, Myron Reed with that tremendous athleticism.
There's that hot fire. And again, we appreciate you coming out today because it's 11 a.m. here in Dallas.
Yeah, you know, a show at 11 a.m. isn't what, you know, I think of as being the first thing you'd want to do on Collective Weekend. But we're here, we're packed. We've got Glory Pro going hot here. Myron Reed, fallen into a tremendous. Oh, yeah. Okay, now Katch with that DDT.
Reversing things into DDT. It's Myron on
Ooh.
fire. And Danny Jones just slapped the taste out of his mouth. Jones with a knee. Big exploder onto Reed.
You can immediately see that stylistic difference between Reed and Danny Jones. Now we have Carlos Romo in the ring. Oh, okay, a little bit of lucha there with that arm drag, sending Danny Jones off the ropes. Ooh.
And I've seen Carlos fly as well. Nice knee.
So you had said earlier your pick to win is Carlos Romo. I'm going to go with Shane Sabre. I feel like he's been widely underlooked over the years. He's been quite...
Oh, he's doing pretty well right now.
He is, and I would say he's one of Canada's biggest exports at the moment. We have women like Jody Thread and then men like Shane Sabre who are scratching and clawing to be in the States amidst the pandemic. So you got to respect that.
And one thing that we do have here, especially with the international flavor, is of course every match is important, but at a place like the Collective, where you have eyes on you, where so many people are watching, you're exactly right. You want to make an impression. And for someone like a Shane Sabre, who maybe does feel like he's been a little bit overlooked, look at this going. He can superplex Danny Jones. Oh, Jones holding on. Oh!
Jones doesn't seem like the type who would be easily coerced into some sort of high fly move there. But now Romo.
Romo trying for a superplex maybe too.
Oh, let's see.
Little unattended assist by Shane Sabre, but still Jones is well planted, tosses Romo off. Oh.
Oh, okay, a little bit of a double team attempt here. Teamwork makes the dream work, Veda.
Oh, I don't think they see Myron Reed, but we do.
Oh, Hot Fire's got something up his sleeve.
And still Danny Jones is he has just cemented himself to that top rope, doing the best that he can to stay. And he managed to push 3 men off of him.
Oh, beautiful.
Myron Reed launched into a Hurricane Rana. Finally, Danny Jones off the top, but Shane Sabre was almost forced into a cannonball. And this is, again, where these 4-way matches get dangerous, because you have to try to keep an eye on all of your opponents at once.
Absolutely. You need a tremendous sense
down.
of ring awareness here.
And again, you are watching Glory Pro Wrestling. It's hashtag Cemetery Gates if you want to let us know what you think about it. And as we've been saying, you want to make an impression here, because coming up, we have live at the pageant. It's the next Glory Pro event. It is huge. Oh, Speaking of huge, again, Danny Jones just definitely has a size advantage. I am surprised that Carlos Romo was able to muscle himself out of that.
But, you know, there might be that familiarity with the British style. Oh, Romo with a quick pin there.
Transitioning.
It seems like Danny Jones is heavily reliant on power moves and whatnot, so if you can disable his lower half, you're going to prevent him from being able to execute those in a manner that's effective.
Romo got things tied up, but Shane Sabre has been hooked into a submission as well. Looks like almost like a double dragon sleeper. Carlos Romo has managed to control all 3 of his opponents at once.
He's clearly done his homework here today, Veda.
And now has singled out Danny Jones, got the arms butterflied. And look, that leg is still trapped. Danny Jones is almost completely tied up here. Referee is checking. I'm not sure what it's going to take to get out of this submission.
Oh.
Just a little bit of power. Whoa, whoa.
And now with the Boston Crab locked in. Myron Reed not too far behind, though, going off the ropes.
Got caught.
He's got that arm hooked. Shane Sabre not too far behind. Danny Jones keeping aware of everyone in the ring.
Jones now with control of Shane Sabre as well. Maestro cradle into a cover. Wait, and then transitioned right into a rear naked choke.
5 minutes now.
Absolutely beautiful transitions here.
We have 5 minutes left in this match, and at this point in time, Shane Sabre
roll up.
Using that athleticism. Danny Jones, Myron looks like, he's going for another kip up. What's he gonna do? Attempted that cutter. Didn't happen.
Sabre with a running lariat, rolling Myron Reed right through. for a cover, but Romo's right there, kicks Sabre into the shoulder. And now it's Carlos Romo on his feet. Sabre, though, grapevines through. Oh, nailed him with the DDT. Struggling to make that cover finally. And in that time, Danny Jones just clubbing Sabre to get rid of him. Wait, hold on, no, he's pulled him onto the apron.
Oh, could he be attempting?
No.
Oh, pile driver onto the apron. Devastating move by Danny Jones.
And that might be it for Shane Sabre, but he's out on the floor. Joneses need to pin someone inside the ring in order to win this.
Well, as of right now, we have Carlos Romo making his way to the apron.
Dangerous territory out here.
The stakes are high. Both men want to prove themselves in the United States. Oh, thunderous chops. And Danny Jones locking in that choke again. Myron Reed, whoa, cutter to Romo.
Over the top rope, managed to snatch Romo out of that rear naked choke, and now is throwing Danny Jones back into the ring. Reed ascending to the top rope.
Top rope action, no one home. Goes for a big forearm to Danny Jones. What's Myron Reed got up his sleeve? Off the ropes. Oh, Danny Jones with that headlock.
Rear naked choke into a suplex, and Jones very intelligently with eyes on Romo, but he still went for the cover. Here comes Carlos Romo. Springboarding into a cutter.
But is he too close to the ropes? Oh, no.
Oh, that was so close. Romo, though, not stopping now. Big PK. He's signaling he's going to go back up top.
High risk, high reward. Oh!
Missing the moonsault, clutching his abdomen. Shane Sabre with a slingshot spear.
Oh!
Reed with the springboard cutter, still holding on.
Captain Crunch connects.
1, 2, 3. And Myron Reed.
8 minutes, 23 seconds, your winner by pinfall, hot fire, Myron Reed.
Myron Reed pulls it out. He's the current and record-setting 3-time MLW World Middleweight Champion, and he is victorious today, repping the U.S., but nothing to be ashamed of by anyone in this match. Very, very impressive, and I think a very auspicious opening to the collective. If it's going to be like this for the next 3 days, whew,
I'm going to have to catch my breath.
It's going to be a ride.
And guys, don't forget, let us know what you think of Cemetery Gates using the hashtag Cemetery Gates on Twitter and other social media. Whew.
And if you are enjoying Glory Pro, which of course you are, they have an event coming up on April 24th. They're coming to the pageant in St. Louis. It's live at the pageant, 5 p.m. bell time. They've got Minoru Suzuki, they have Danhausen, and they have Davey Richards, who we'll be seeing a little bit later. You're going to want to follow them on all their social media to check it out for more information. Let's go back to the ring. Oh, all right. Are you ready for this one?
Our next contest is presented by Bozo Sports, the best in show at bozosports.com. This next contest is set for one fall and is for the Midwest Territory Championship.
And as you heard, Sam, we got a bunch of amazing sponsors today, including Bozo Sports. They are presenting this match, this Midwest Territory Championship match.
Yes, we couldn't do it without our sponsors. Indie wrestling is very much so a grassroots movement, so help us out with sponsorship. But now we have the Midwest Territory Championship being defended here tonight in a first-time matchup. Janai Kai making her way to the ring, the Kick Demon herself. Glory Pro debut.
Glory Pro debut, although I've heard her name come up quite a
Introducing
bit.
the challenger from Washington, D.C. She is the Kick Demon, Janai Kai.
I was saying I've heard Janai's name come up quite a bit because, you know, on social media, going into these big weekends, there's always a talk, who's going to be the MVP, who's really going to show out, and I keep seeing Janai Kai's name coming into that list of who is going to make the biggest impression. But first, she's going to need to get through her opponent, who is the Midwest Territory champion. Crowd on their feet here.
Getting some good energy going for our Midwest Territory champion, Little Brute Dragon, Tootie Lynn.
Someone who's been impressing all over the country, particularly with her recent appearances in the NWA.
And representing Team Ambition in St. Louis, Missouri, she is the defending Midwest Territory champion, the Little Blue Dragon, Kody Lane.
Tootie defeated former champion Rohit Raju last year to win the Midwest Territory Championship, and since then she has been valiantly fighting to defend it. She's appeared, as you said, on NWA Power, on Impaler, and also on AEW Dark, and that's quite the accomplishment for someone who's only been wrestling for 4 years.
Yeah, and as the second champion, it's the beginning of the lineage for a championship like the Midwest Territory Championship. So how Tootie Lynn...
For the title, 1 fall, 30, your referee, Adam Galt.
How Tootie Lynn represents as a champion, it determines sort of the feeling of the belt, of the title, so it's a very important position to be in, and she is very aware of that. And as we heard, she is representing Team Ambition with Coach Davey Richards, who we will see later. We will see a number of Team Ambition students, reps here today. They are just taking over the Midwest.
And that's what it's about, right? Showing out for the Midwest today here at Glory Pro Wrestling, giving a chance for the Team Ambition students to go ahead and show what they've got. But right now we have Janai Kai and Tootie Lynn, two women who are very evenly matched in the ring. A lot of strike-based offense. Both women hold black belts, so even killed her here.
Yeah, and although, as you said earlier, Sam, maybe neither of them the most experienced in terms of years, but they've both been in incredibly intimidating positions, huge matches, and they've come through every time. And now we are very fundamentally based, very grappling based early on. Someplace that I know Tootie Lynn in particular, due to that Davey Richards tutelage, is extremely comfortable.
But Janai Kai able to whip out some submissions of her own. And those lethal kicks that we've come to know, I know you've seen her quite some at JCW.
Especially for Jersey Championship Wrestling, Janai, once those kicks get going, that's why they call her the Kick Demon. You cannot stop it. Whoa. But it's Tootie Lynn, the champ, who is in control here. And as you mentioned before, Sam, this is Janai's Glory Pro debut. Like, can you imagine if she wins the title, her first match? Like, that just solidifies your future with Glory Pro.
What a Glory Pro debut. What a collective debut that would be, because later on today, she's actually going to be going head-to-head with Masha Slamovich at Bloodsport, so she could be going into that as the new Midwest Territory champion.
Trading some arm drags here, but Tootie holding on to that last one, just wrenching back on Janai's shoulder. And Kai, looks like the wheels are turning.
Biding her time, seeing what she's going to do next. Janai is very cerebral in her approach. She makes everything count in the ring. Now sending Tootie Lynn off. Oh!
Whoa. Tootie Lynn, though, springs into an arm drag, taking Kai off her feet twice in a row. Kai scrambling to a corner.
Uh-oh.
Oh! Sam, I think you were right. I think that Janai Kai was just waiting, just biding her time, because now she is back in control as well. Oh, no! There go those kicks.
Almost playing with Tootie Lynn there in the corner with those kicks. Goes for a snapmare and one of those patented
to the
kicks.
Spine. There's a cover. Not going to be enough to keep the champ down. Not this early. But it's Janai in control.
Oh.
Got Tootie stuck in the ropes here and just laying in those kicks. Janai Kai, drop kick right to the upper back between the shoulder blades.
And not only does that do damage to the area you just mentioned, but also to the throat that had to ricochet off the ropes.
Trying for another pinfall, still just a 1 count. But yeah, Tootie is still holding on to her back, and if you look at Janai Kai's face, I've heard her described as emotionless, and I don't think that's true. Once she's in control, there's a little bit of a smile on that face, kind of like a evil grimace.
Well, she enjoys being on top and, you know, just generally dominating. You can tell when that's a smile for oh, okay, what was that? Bit of judo there, perhaps, that judo background.
With a trip, but yanking Tootie Lynn back to her feet. Another trip.
Almost handling Tootie like a ragdoll, goes for the cover. Only gets the 2 count. Gotta stay on her.
And you can hear the crowd. They are cheering on their champion, Tootie Lynn here. Just willing her to get out of this because Kai has got her arm.
Extra leverage there.
It's a choke, but Janai Kai has her own arm somehow wrenched behind her back. Incredible flexibility, and like you said, just a little extra torque.
And when you're in a position like this, if you can't breathe, panic can ensue. Tootie Lynn has to stay calm here if she's gonna get out of this inventive maneuver of Janai Kai's. Oh.
Fighting to her feet is Tootie Lynn. Oh!
That's the thing about Tootie. She has tremendous heart. She's not one to just give up and call it a day. She's the Midwest Territory champion, and she wants to defend that valiantly here tonight against Janai.
And Tootie Lynn with a step up enziguri. Maybe this is an opening for her. She's still clutching onto her shoulder, but finally back in a bit of control. Wait, Kai out of the way. Tootie, crossbody off the second, into a cover. Kai kicks out. But Janai Kai, this is the first time in a while that we've seen her seem to lose control of this matchup because Tootie, oh, I spoke too soon because Kai with a bunch of palm strikes and a thrust kick. Oh.
What's this? Oh!
Trying for a pinfall again. And there, that is the quickness of Janai Kai because she somehow turned this match around in the blink of an eye. But now it's Tootie breaking out.
Oh,
throwing some strikes of her own, yeah.
That's what we like to see, tit for tat battle here. Both ladies giving their all.
And Sam, I don't know when the last time I saw someone go strike for strike, kick for kick with Janai Kai. Most people don't take that strategy, but as you said, Tootie Lynn, a black belt herself, she's no stranger to being in there with someone who knows how to kick, how to strike. Whoa.
Oh!
Ducking that kick. Tootie Lynn looking for an armbar, deep armbar. Janai Kai's shoulder almost looked like it was dislocated. Tootie Lynn rolling through. And a tap out. Janai Kai has
6 minutes,
tapped.
39 seconds. Your winner by Fujiwara's armbar submission. She is still the Midwest Territory champion, Kody Lane.
While Tootie Lynn retaining her Midwest Territory Championship in her second title defense. What a showing by these two ladies. Janai Kai not victorious here today, but perhaps she can find redemption at Bloodsport, which will take place live on Fight TV at 3 p.m. when she goes head-to-head with Masha Slamovich.
I have a feeling it's not the last time that we will see Janai Kai in a Glory Pro ring, but for today, that championship still belongs to the Blue Dragon, Tootie Lynn. And we are only 2 matches in, Sam. This has already been an incredible event. As we have been saying, it's hashtag Cemetery Gates. If you are watching along, please let us know what you think. Follow along with all of the events over the Collective over the next 3 days. We are starting off hot.
And I think we're about to do a bit of a gear shift here.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Next up, we have Jake Something versus Max the Impaler. Are y'all ready for some carnage? I know I most certainly am.
We roll on with our next contest presented by Rock and Roll Fables. For film, music, and other media, rockandrollfables.com. This bout is set for 1 fall.
And I should let you know we have another hashtag, which is hashtag GP Collective. That's the hashtag for the collective all day, all 3 days. It's also up on the screen. So hashtag Cemetery Gates, hashtag GP Collective. As long as you stay engaged, we're happy. I would like to not stay engaged in the ring with Jake Something, though, because he's terrifying.
Something!
Jake is built like a brick house. I would certainly be scared to step in the ring with him. 8 years of in-ring experience, trained at the Ring of Honor dojo. He's also a 2-time Crown of Glory champion.
Yeah, so no stranger at all to the Glory Pro ring. In fact, he already knows that his next challenge at Glory Pro is, well, it's the challenge of challenges, because he is going to be facing Minoru Suzuki April 24th at the pageant. If he can make his way out of the wasteland, because today he has to face Max the Impaler. And normally I would say that it wouldn't be a problem for Jake Something no matter who he's fighting, but Max, they are the most intimidating force in independent wrestling today. I'm just gonna say it. That's my pick. Whoa.
There they are, the non-binary Nightmare.
And his opponent from the wasteland, the non-binary Nightmare, Max the Impaler.
The warlord of the wasteland, and Max has been taking their brand of carnage international recently, competed in England for Pro Wrestling Eve. So now the entire, no one is safe.
The whole world's not safe.
All over the globe, Max is coming for you. Jake Something locked eyes on Max as soon as they came out of the curtain and hasn't blinked as far as I can tell.
1 fall, 30.
One fall to a finish, 30-minute time limit. Here we go.
All right. So let's talk a little about the size and height differential here. We have Jake Something, who stands at 6'3" nearly, and then the 5'10" Max the Impaler. Certainly two formidable people in the ring. Max has been making a name recently, powering through a who's who of male competitors, certainly making a name for herself in that right. So a notch in her belt, Jake Something would be as a Midwest hour. Whoa, come on!
So I was wondering how this match would start. And how it started was Jake Something just absolutely flooring Max. Oh, he was about to ask, what's my name? But before he could finish, I think Max answered for him. And this time they didn't go all the way down. Just taking a knee was Max.
Perhaps Jake caught them off guard, but
Yeah.
now Max knows what to expect, and now Jake just has to stay on them in order to quell the beast here.
Headlock, but Max overpowering Something. Oh,
Neither person relenting here.
trading tackles,
Oh!
and it's Max. Max levels Jake Something. And it's Max the Impaler back in control. Oh, huge body slam. And as you said, just the size of Jake Something, incredibly impressive feat of strength. Max with a huge splash.
Jake Something's got to get out of the corner, or he might get squished. Oh, and he knew that.
Full body press onto Max the Impaler. And Something now taking a second.
Might not want to take too long. Max might be down now, but they are not going to be down forever. Don't allow the fans to distract you, Jake.
You can hear them chanting for Max, but Jake Something, he's someone who's used to being in control of matches. He's used to dictating the pace of his matches. This is a little bit new for him, maybe, because Max is just unleashing clubbing blow after clubbing blow. Swinging back and forth. Official getting in between. And something with a body slam onto Max. Into a cover.
And the ease with which he picks them up and puts them down, oh my.
But something still down, shaking it off here. A little bit of separation.
I have a feeling he wasn't expecting a fight like this out of Max the Impaler, perhaps not taking them as seriously as he should.
Oh! Another pinfall attempt after that huge punch. And Jake something, he's someone who the eyes of the wrestling world have been upon him recently. He is a highly touted free agent, recently most known for his stint in Impact Wrestling, but nobody knows quite sure where he will land next, but wherever it is, you know, he is in demand. And right now he is taking it to Max the Impaler, short arm lariat. And the deliberation, just the calculating approach, another short arm lariat that something is using in the ring today. I think this is where he is most comfortable.
Absolutely, but every time he delivers a move onto Max, it seems like he takes that moment to bask in the crowd, and I think that's going to be to his detriment long term if he's not careful here.
Because Max, you know, being from the wasteland, is resilient. If you've made it through the apocalypse, there's a chance you can make it through the onslaught of Jake something if you can just hold out long enough.
Oh my!
The height on that snap suplex. Max the Impaler just crumpled into a heap.
Hope they're able to get up there, shaking the cobwebs off, it seems.
And I think the crowd is very much behind Max, trying to get them to come back up. Another short arm lariat, this time though something holding on to the hand.
Seems a bit lackadaisical, if I may be honest.
Dragging Max back up to their feet. Another short arm lariat, this time Max falling to their knees and something still holding on to the hand. Pulling Max up by the chin. Oh! Oh no!
The non-binary nightmare has been awakened here. There's no stopping him. Big headbutt to Jake something.
5 minutes, Lance. 5 minutes down.
And we have 5 minutes left on the clock for this match. Max is going to have to stay on Jake something. She wants to capitalize here. A little bit of momentum. Can she keep up? Can they keep up, rather, with shoulders to that abdominal area?
Just working over the midsection of Jake something.
And am I right in assuming there's a little bit of blood coming from the forehead of something? Oh my.
Is that from that headbutt? Just a skull cracking impact. What a spear by Max into the corner and scooping something up on their shoulders like a little baby. Oh, a modified spine buster.
No one ever picks up something like that. Oh, senton.
Into a cover. Yeah, there is definitely some blood.
On
I can't
both,
tell.
I think.
Yeah, I
Max
can't tell.
is bleeding too.
Is it from Max's nose?
I think that it might be the bridge of Max's nose and then the eyebrow area of something. Can't really articulate that, but Max clearly meant that headbutt and it was able to propel her to have the momentum in this match. So with great risk comes reward. Both of these behemoths now attempting clotheslines on each other.
And something says bring it on.
Oh!
Because now that Jake something is deep within the wasteland, I think he recognizes the challenge that Max brings.
And how is something going to climb out of the cavernous wasteland, right?
They are alternating arms. Something taking over with some clubs.
Max is down though.
Something looks like he is gearing up. Oh, but Max the Impaler saw it coming, a lariat of their own. Huge spear takes something down. Can Max roll into a cover? Foot on the ropes, I almost missed that myself.
I think that could have potentially been 3, but
yeah, Jake something making no effort to kick out, just got his front ropes, and yeah, you know what? I think that blood is coming from Max. And that just speaks to the toughness of Max the Impaler that we couldn't even tell that they were hurt.
But you've got to think the visibility with the blood gushing into the eye area, is that going to affect Max's game here? Oh.
Something with a clubbing forearm to the back of the head.
Referee might want to check on Max there. Not very much movement. Okay, we're seeing some signs of life there. Oh my.
And now it's something pulling Max into maybe a powerbomb position, but what? Max the Impaler.
Oh, big powerbomb.
Powerbomb. Max kicks out. And they had managed for a moment to overpower Jake Something. Look at the look of disbelief on Something's face. This is not a situation he is ever in.
Well, sometimes it takes getting out of one's comfort zone to become the best you can be. But Max!
Max into a cover. Almost a deadlift spine buster. Not enough to keep Something down, but maybe enough to shift the momentum in Max's favor.
And now Max getting up first, okay. Firing up. What are they going for? Oh!
I think it was another attempt at a spear, but Max bypassed, shouldered the post full on. Whoa! Cover!
At 9 minutes, 35 seconds, your winner by pinfall, Jake Something.
Jake Something pulling out the victory with that huge black hole slam.
Ultimately able to capitalize on that misstep there by Max.
And I know Max is the warlord of the wasteland, and this has been exactly that, a war. Here at, what freaking time is it even? It's 11:37 in the morning, and we are seeing a battle like this. Absolutely incredible. Again, if you are watching along, it's hashtag Cemetery Gates, hashtag GP Collective. I am Veda Scott here with Sam Laterna bringing you Cemetery Gates by Glory Pro Wrestling at the Collective. We're not even halfway through this event. We've already drawn blood.
Well, we can only go up from here, Veda.
All right. Get your caffeine, take a couple sips of water, Sam, because next we are going to be having a match, another title match, but this one is for the United Glory Tag Team Championship. It is a 4-way tag team battle. It's going to be moving a little too fast for us to call it. I already know we are going to do our best because look at these teams. 4 of the top tag teams in Texas and the Midwest competing together.
Match set for one fall, and it is for the United Glory Tag Team Championship.
And again, this is 4 teams, but a single fall to a finish. And out first, here we are. They are hyped up. They are Booker T
Coming
students.
to the ring first, from H-Town, the team of Zach Zilla and Flybro Warren J. Fly Death.
Fly Death, Warren Johnson and Zach Mason. They are from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. I've seen them compete a number of times. Very cool to see them here today. And they have the opportunity to become the United Glory Tag Team Champions.
Well, we'll certainly see if they can pull that out here today. Bringing that title to Texas could add to the prestige of the United Glory Championship.
Next, representing Team Ambition in St. Louis, Missouri, the team of Raheem De La Suede and the Deliverer Moses. Technical difficulties.
And you heard they are repping Team Ambition. As we said before, we are going to see a lot of representation of Team Ambition, as well as representing the Glory Tag Team Championship, because technical difficulties, they are the former United Glory Tag Team Champions. In fact, they are, I believe, the most recent former Tag Team Champions, which means that the team that beat them, they're also going to be in this match.
And there's some bad blood between those
yeah.
two teams. We'll break that all down for you folks.
Next, by way of Kansas City and St. Louis, Missouri, the team of Kenny Alfonso and Camaro Jackson, Alpha Omega.
Hitting the ring now is the third team in this four-way tag team championship match. Alpha Omega, Camaro Jackson, and Kenny Alfonso. Again, they're in this with the potential of leaving the event today as tag team champions, and that there's a lot riding on that. Obviously, we have the champions. They want to make it out. You know, they want to make it out with their titles intact, but for someone to come into this and maybe have the opportunity to leave as a champion, there's a whole lot riding on a match like this. And speaking of the champions, I believe they will be out next.
And finally, first, from Detroit, Michigan, this is Karam. His tag team partner from Flint, Michigan, can't miss, Xavier Walker. They are the defending United Glory Tag Team Champions, the Hustle and the Muscle.
The Hustle and the Muscle are the newly minted United Glory Tag Team Champions, winning the titles earlier this month at Good Time, Bad Times against technical difficulties. A little bit of underhanded tactics used to defeat them, some eye rigging, a little bit of capitalization on that. But let's see if they can prove that they're fighting champs here tonight.
Well, and one way to prove it would be to retain your titles today without the assistance of a conspicuous by his absence. Normally they are accompanied by Rohit Raju, but he is not here today. So if Hustle and the Muscle can pull it out without the assistance of Raju, maybe we'll have to give him a little bit of credit. But technical difficulties, who they did defeat again.
Four-way match for the title. One fall, 30. Your referee, Adam Kennedy.
Who they did defeat for those titles would say that they are not capable of doing anything without those underhanded tactics. Rohit Raju or not. Let's see how this develops. Again, we started off the show with a four-way match, and we talked about how difficult those can be because you have to keep your eye on three other opponents. A four-way tag match, three other teams.
And there are a lot of moving parts in a match like this too. You can have people on the outside, on the apron, people doing some mischief in the corner. Oh, okay, hot start. Xavier Walker and Karam wasting no time here. I think they want to establish dominance early on as the new tag champs.
Taking control immediately.
Camaro Jackson with some thunderous chops. Xavier Walker having none of that. Getting Jackson out of the ring.
And it's Kenny Alfonso in there with Karam. I would say that the champions, Hustle and the Muscle, Karam and Xavier Walker, I would say that they definitely do have, the size advantage, and you saw that with Karam just gorilla interesting. Kenny Alfonso out to the outside.
But in the same token, if they are working with, more agile competitors, they might not see them coming. So they really have to keep that ring awareness going, even though they might be the biggest dudes in the match.
And here we have technical difficulties. As you said, there is a lot of bad blood, a lot of heat between these two teams. So I am not surprised to see them go at it.
Oh! A risk like that early on not paying off. Gonna have to reassess the strategy there for technical difficulties. Oh, but getting Xavier Walker out of the ring.
Suede has managed to turn things around here.
And now they have the numbers game on their side.
Oh!
Some double team action there on Karam. Oh, but their backs were turned, and now FlyDeaf making their way into the ring. They want a chance at those United Glory Tag Team Championships, but technical difficulties.
Oh.
Oh.
Whoa, technical difficulties sent to the outside on top of everyone. And now it's FlyDeaf. Well, doing what it says in the name. I think they're about to fly.
Some flying, some death defying. Will it pay off? It does!
Johnson with an assisted crossbody onto everyone on the outside.
And you've got to think from a psychological perspective, FlyDeaf has the advantage here. It's not their hometown, but it's their home state. So you've got to think there's that natural confidence here as they face off against one half of the former tag team champs.
Beautiful, beautiful tag team maneuvers here by FlyDeaf. They have been working together as a tag team for quite a while, but
the quad god just bodying.
Ow! Tried to go for a cover, but looked like everyone's rolled out of the way. And again, as we said, this action is fast and furious. Whoa, we have some more tag team maneuvers here. Forced into a head scissors. And we have Alpha Omega. Very impressive, but
celebrating a bit too soon though. Now we have Hustle and the Muscle back in. It seems like this is the type of team that wants to bide their time on the outside if they can and come in to seize an opportunity when another team is down. Oh my.
Just leveling things. And oh no, it's Kenny Alfonso in the corner into an assisted side slam.
I could hear that and feel that reverberation from here, Veda.
Hustle and the Muscle in control now. Alpha Omega, they are in trouble as well.
Ooh. Good counter on the part of FlyDeaf.
FlyDeaf back in control. And I think when you talked about Hustle and the Muscle kind of biding their time, relying on their strength, FlyDeaf, they're going to need to rely on their speed, on their agility, and that's what they're doing right now. They've managed to clear the ring. They've managed to clear the runway, if you will, and it looks like they're just trying to figure out who to go after.
And the name of the game in tag team wrestling is looking out for your partner, right? And we see these two men just now center of the ring, both, having a view of the whole area.
And it looks like FlyDeaf, they were going after technical difficulties, but tossing them both to the outside now. Whoa!
Oh. Alfonso with double stunner there. Oh. FlyDeaf a little dazed. Camaro coming in with the double clothesline.
And now we have Alpha Omega, Camaro, Jackson, and Kenny Alfonso. Looks like they are on top. They have managed to isolate themselves in the ring. It's really just a matter of, are they calling? They're calling technical difficulties into the ring. Maybe they want to try to settle this just team on team.
And you know what? These are sparring partners in many ways. They all train at Team Ambition, so this could be personal, a proving ground here at Glory Pro. And 5 minutes left in this match.
Maybe try to bring it home for Team Ambition. Oh! Deadlift, German suplex, amazing, amazing strength. But hold on.
Kenny Alfonso, something up his sleeve, but Raheem coming in for the save on his partner. What are we going to see here?
Watch out. Oh, huge crossbody. a cover. Oh!
And just for good measure, you know.
Using Kenny Alfonso as a weapon. There are bodies flying everywhere. And speaking of Fly Def taking advantage of the melee. You've got Fly Def and technical difficulties in the ring now.
And Mason just getting sent to the outside. Now some thunderous chops to Warren Johnson by Raheem De La Suede.
And if you can manage to isolate one team, you have a chance, because then you can kind of fight this like just, you know, a normal tag team match. The issue is there are two other teams potentially on the outside. Oh, springboard twisting crossbody. Fly Def with stereo splashes.
Oh, but not quite going for that pin. Unable to. Xavier Walker coming back into the picture with a big choke slam.
What a choke slam, and now. Ripcord. Oh, into a punch. We have Hustle and the Muscle. Oh, one-armed spine buster. There's a pinfall, and they have done it.
6 minutes, 59 seconds. Your winners by pinfall. They are still the United Glory Tag Team Champions. Xavier Walker, Karam, the Hustle, and the Muscle.
Xavier Walker and Karam, Hustle and the Muscle. To me, it seems like they took advantage of all the chaos of this match to, as you said, Sam, play to their strengths, literally coming in there, a one-arm spine buster, taking down Fly Def and pulling out the victory. And they are still the United Glory Tag Team Champions.
I don't like the way they go about things,
and
but
technical difficulties, I will point out, the former champions, they were not involved in the pinfall of the match. So if I were them, I would say that they still have something at stake. I'd be looking for a rematch. I don't know. I don't want to lawyer things for them here, but I'm just saying, I think we're going to see that match happen again.
I think it would only be fair, absolutely. And if you're liking the action at Glory Pro, we've got a hell of a second half of a show going for you. But later on today, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport live at 3 p.m. on Fight, and Joey Janela's Spring Break 6 Part 1 will be live at 8 p.m. And if you're staying up late, which I encourage you to do, Planet Death going live on Fight TV at 11:59 p.m. People, keep an eye out. And of course, let us know what you think using the hashtag Cemetery Gates and GP The Collective,
yes.
Correct? Awesome. And if you would still like to come down and check out The Collective, there are tickets still available. Shop now on Eventbrite for individual tickets and ticket packages.
And here we go. Our next match has a lot of history behind it. Let's take a look at this. We are going to see what led up to today's submission-only match between Allie, Katch and Laynie Luck.
Pulls her way away, and she's under the chin. Now if Laynie can pull back, if she can, did Allie just poked Sean O'Brien in the eyes and then tapped out. That got Laynie to let go of the hold. And Sean didn't see it. Laynie says party's over. What does that mean? Cutter, no. Allie was able to shrug her off on the way down. Allie gets a hold of the legs. Looking to potentially step through. And does Boston Crab. Laynie's in big trouble, gets to the ropes. And Allie, well, she's wrenching way back on that. And now it's a disqualification. Sean O'Brien gave her one, he's not gonna give her two. Allie Katch is gonna be disqualified for not breaking the submission in the ropes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there's no choice.
12 seconds, the referee has disqualified Allie Katch. Your winner, Laynie Luck.
Laynie Luck has now picked up a pair of wins in matches with Allie Katch. And Allie Katch is not going to be happy about this.
is set for one fall and is a submission match with no disqualifications, including no rope breaks. Coming to the ring first, she is simply a professional wrestler, Allie Katch.
Simply a professional wrestler? According to that video package, she's not exactly as, when I hear simply professional wrestler, I think honor. I think, you know, playing by the rules. Allie Katch won that match against Laynie by deliberately poking the referee in the eyes.
So is Allie relying on her ability or on her, you know, ability to get one over on the ref, right?
And this is not taking away from Allie's technical abilities whatsoever. She doesn't have to win that way, and today there are no rope breaks, so we are going to be able to see these two just go at it with very few limitations except for the one. This is a submission-only match.
And her opponent, hailing from Texas, residing in Chicago, she is two-turned Laney, Luck, the Party Unicorn.
And you're right, Veda. Today we will have a definitive finish to this match via submission, no rope breaks, no DQ, submission only. And both of these ladies, not currently living in Texas, but from Texas originally, they actually began training together years ago at AAPW in Austin. Laynie spoke with me earlier and told me they've wrestled at least 30 to 40 times. So there has to be that awareness.
Disqualification. This bout can only be won by submission. One fall, 30.
But although they've faced each other many times, the current incarnations of these women that we see in the ring, the current version of Laynie Luck is the best she's ever been. And the current version of Allie Katch, well, it's literally a different person than she was before. A whole different animal in that she's not an animal anymore. And it's
Touché.
Allie she went for the double leg, maybe thinking about that Boston Crab right away. An homage to Sarah Del Rey, the deep, deep Boston Crab.
Gotta love that. Over the last year, Allie has done her homework, honing in on her technical wrestling ability. As she says, she is simply a professional wrestler, but Laynie, in the same token, has a distinctive style of her own, training under the lucha discipline.
Yes. And again, even though this is a submission match, and you have to win via a submission hold, via a tap out, that doesn't mean that things like these arm drags are not going to come in handy, because it will wear down your opponent.
And if I were one of these ladies, I would be working on a body part and trying to break that down in hopes of being able to submit the opponent in that region of the body. But that's just me. Whoa. What about you, Veda? Because I know you have extensive wrestling experience.
So I don't disagree, and I think that's a little bit of what Allie's going for here with that backbreaker, because again, if she's going for that Boston Crab, she's going to want to break down the back. So yeah, maybe pick a submission maneuver that you intend to go for and just zero in on that. Allie with the strength advantage as well.
And that's kind of the name of the game with submission matches, right? You have to stay laser focused on your opponent. Any wrong move could quite literally mean you fall into a submission where you can't catch a rope break, anything like that. Now
Allie.
firm armbar.
Yeah. Allie not tapping, Laynie with the armbar. And again, so much of wrestling is getting experience, getting those reps in. Oh, and like that, a DDT. Now that can break your opponent down, but sometimes you hit those maneuvers thinking, okay, I'm gonna go for a pinfall. We are seeing Allie is probably having to fight to just break the habit of, you hit a DDT, you immediately go for a pin, but here, it doesn't matter, it doesn't count. So this is a whole new wrestling game that you have to work for. But Allie Katch, extremely cerebral in the ring, especially in recent years.
Would it be an overstatement to say that perhaps Laynie, while seeking redemption, is in a match that isn't in her wheelhouse with that lucha experience? Perhaps this is better suited to Allie Katch.
Right, I don't disagree with that at all because, again, no pinfalls, submissions only. So Laynie Luck, very well versed in technical wrestling, submission wrestling. Of course, not going to take that away from her because she technically beat Allie Katch, as we saw in that video package. But Allie is much more ground-based.
Oh. And now,
Brilliant.
locking in that STF.
And look at that. Laynie Luck normally would have taken that sunset flip and gone for a pin. But she knew that she had to transition into a submission. What I am seeing here, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, Sam, is that these are two athletes who have extensively prepared for this match.
Absolutely. This is an opportunity for both to show out. And a win against Allie Katch, quite frankly, at GCW for Laynie Luck would be a massive, massive notch in her belt. After all, Allie Katch is the stalwart of GCW.
Yeah, this is her house.
Most certainly. Oh.
Whoa. Laynie now in control. Oh! Just squashed by Allie Katch. Allie coming in hot with that hip check. And again, even in a submission match, if you can break down your opponent, if you can get them down where you would have been able to get a 3 count, you might as well just lock on that submission and tap them out. And it looks like Allie here using the ring post for leverage and is trying to just bend Laynie in half. Oh, her hip might be dislocated. Oh, that's gross. That's just gross.
I guess we'll see if Laynie's able to stand on her own 2 feet. Okay, it seems like she's still there, but what a devastating maneuver by Allie Katch.
Well, Laynie Luck is someone who, her resiliency and her just refusal to give up and just get better is something that we have seen. That has been her story, and now she is trying hard for that armbar. Stops herself.
And to that point, yes, Laynie has always worked on her craft, started wrestling in Texas, but wanted opportunities, so she moved across the country to Chicago to make that happen. And now Laynie off the ropes, ducking Allie Katch's clothesline. Oh, beautiful leg scissors.
Got Allie off her feet. Laynie now, big uppercut in the corner. That's the Laynie Luck we know. That makes me think that she's feeling confident right now. Oh! What a running boot in the corner.
German suplex, oh my.
Allie Katch folded in half.
But perhaps Laynie Luck a little bit tired at this moment in the match, not capitalizing off that beautiful German and pinning Allie Katch.
And we've seen Laynie numerous times going for an armbar, but maybe she can sense that Allie's not quite ready to stay down. Wait. Oh, rolling into a guillotine choke. A new technique from Laynie because she had previously been focused very much on the arm, but now she's got the neck trapped. That guillotine is cinched on. And, Allie going back to the lower back. She was previously working Laynie's back over. And Laynie hurting.
Now backing Laynie up into the buckles.
Finally enough to break that choke.
And now Laynie in a very precarious position here. Allie Katch unleashing some chops onto Laynie. What does she have up her sleeve here?
Allie has recently been known to bust out a superplex.
Ooh.
And I think maybe that's her plan here. But Laynie, if it's up to Laynie, she's not going to let it happen. She is fighting with everything she has. Huge headbutt sends Allie to the ground. Laynie back inside those ropes. Oh! Big cutter went for the leg.
Another STF. Oh, and she locks it in.
Has she got it locked on? Allie reaching.
And Allie is firmly in the center of the ring. There's nowhere she can go unless she can crawl to the ropes. But every time you try and crawl to the ropes, your body winds up twerking and the pain continues in that kind of submission. Oh! And now Laynie Luck learning her lesson from before, not allowing Allie Katch's arm to extend to potentially rig the referee in the eyes.
She has that submission locked in and no!
She's doing it to Laynie herself this time.
Allie's got her fingertips deep in the eyes of Laynie Luck, but pulled Laynie's head down. The official didn't see it. We could see it here on our monitor, but the official missed it. And now, Allie Katch throwing Laynie to the outside.
I don't know what's going on with Laynie's visibility after that eye rig. She's gonna have to rely on instinct for the moment on the outside.
Allie following. Laynie unleashing a slap here. But it looks like she's hurting. Whoa, reversal. Laynie hits the post hard, and you can see the style of these ring posts. They have corners and pile driver on the concrete floor. No mats out here, folks. This is just a hard concrete floor, and you can tell by how much that hurt Allie Katch herself, just delivering that pile driver.
That's how personal this rivalry is. Allie Katch willing to put her own body on the line on the outside in order to deliver a move to Laynie Luck.
And now Laynie might be out because Allie is just dragging her up to her feet, tossing her back in the ring because, again, this is submission only. Can Allie lock on? Maybe that Boston Crab here in the ring?
Oh, could be.
Think she's gonna go for, but Laynie swipes her foot, catches Allie. Laynie with a jawbreaker. Could this be the opening she needs? Step up enziguri. Allie is reeling and Laynie's on fire. Laynie Luck trying to hoist Allie Katch, but
unable to. That back is worse for wear right now. Allie Katch has the opportunity to capitalize on this, but Laynie still using that speed to her advantage. Oh, and another SCF.
Back to that SCF. Hands are locked.
Allie Katch desperately trying to break the grip of Laynie Luck. Release that tension off of her neck and jaw there.
Laynie is screaming, wrenching back with everything she has, but I think Allie bit her in the hands. Yeah, I think she bit her hands.
How animalistic of Allie.
Allie Katch going for another pile driver, but Laynie fighting it.
Learned her lesson there, and can she do it? Delivering that Boston Crab of Allie's to catch herself. Beautiful.
And Laynie sitting all the way back, but Allie pulled the official. Forced the official to tackle Laynie Luck and break the hold.
Technically no disqualification though, right?
Yeah,
so that's kind of legal in a submission match, I suppose.
That to me says that Allie Katch knew she was going to have to tap. Big knee to Laynie. Huge Northern Lights. Allie rolling through, catching the knees. And can she turn Laynie into this Boston Crab? And if she cinches this in, Laynie fighting. Laynie trying for the ropes, but
can she
but
get
wait,
there?
There's no rope. There's no rope breaks in this match. No rope breaks because
Laynie just operating on instinct there. Allie Katch might have. Oh.
No rope breaks, and Allie is using the ropes for leverage.
I have never seen this before.
Laynie has to tap.
11 minutes, 10 seconds. Your winner by Boston Crab submission, Allie Katch.
Allie Katch winning this submission-only match after using the referee as a weapon and also using the ropes for extra leverage. Using the ropes, so that was legal, that was allowed in this match. It was submission only, no rope breaks. In the end, Allie Katch victorious. Laynie Luck though, the growth, just the progress that she has made as a competitor, absolutely incredible. She didn't win today, but nothing to be ashamed of. And you can see the crowd on their feet clapping out of appreciation for Laynie Luck. Impressive resilience here today at Cemetery Gates for Glory Pro Wrestling. What a match.
That was awesome, I loved it. And if you liked this action tonight, you're actually gonna be seeing Allie Katch go one-on-one with the one, the only Mickie James at Spring Break Part 6. We'll also be seeing Laynie Luck at Mission Pro Wrestling this Saturday when she teams up with the Hex against the Renegades and Jasmine Allure. And Allie Katch is back on Saturday at Mission Pro to face off with JP Harlow.
Next up, a tag team match, but this one's a
The
little
next
bit of a
contest
twist.
is presented by Mesa Media, a pro wrestling production company for all of your shooting and editing needs. Mesa Media. The following is a tag team match set for one fall.
I was about to say a little bit of twist because we are seeing GrindHouse, Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett, who are a long-time tag team under a new name, under a new personality, versus No Remorse Corps. Davey Richards and Rocky Romero, they have a long history as a tag team, but we haven't seen them team in 10 years.
You've got to think, how are those two going to fare?
And this is GrindHouse here.
This is GrindHouse.
Introducing
Davey
first,
Vega, Matt
from
Fitchett.
St. Louis, the team of Spitfire, Davey Vega, the gunslinger, Matt Fitchett, GrindHouse.
And shout out to Mesa Media sponsoring this match, but just check out Mesa Media in general, one of the most ardent supporters of independent pro wrestling out there, making awesome hype videos, graphics, all sorts of things. Always appreciate you, Mesa Media. Thank you for sponsoring this match.
And what a treat it is for Glory Pro to be hosting this reunion right here, right now. No Remorse Corps, Rocky Romero, Davey Richards. You've got to think, it's been a long time since these two gentlemen have tagged together. Are they going to be able to exhibit that same tag team synergy they did 10 years ago?
And their opponents, the team of Rocky Romero and Davey Richards, the No Remorse Corps.
And the accolades speak for themselves. Former ROH and IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, but as you said, Sam, this is the first time that they have teamed together in 10 years. And Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett, they've been teaming together the entire time. They are inseparable. They are, I don't even want to call them besties anymore, but you know, they're very close friends and training partners. Speaking of training partners, Davey Richards out here representing Team Ambition, the coach, the leader of Team Ambition, repping the Midwest, taking over the Midwest, and again, we are just going to see more and more of Team Ambition as this weekend goes on.
One fall, 30.
You know, I would call this a tag team dream match.
This is a tag team dream match. The tag team of GrindHouse has been tagging for as long as Davey Richards and Rocky Romero have not been together. 10 or 11 years.
I understand what you're saying, but that's why it's a dream match, because it's something that we could fantasy book. We could think that it would be an awesome thing to see. Didn't think it could possibly happen. And it's here today at Glory Pro Wrestling at the Collective. Hashtag Cemetery Gates. Hashtag GP Collective. First event of the entire weekend, and we are going strong.
This is where it all goes down. It looks like we have Davey Richards facing off with Davey Vega. The two Davies in the ring. I like that.
Double Davey.
And Davey Richards, always methodical in the ring.
Yeah.
Takes a slow, calculated approach. We know that he has a strong shoot background, catch wrestling, one of the greats for that. And a little bit of a test of strength here.
Yeah, Davey Richards is winning. I almost said Davey, but no. Davey Richards winning, but Davey Vega turning things around.
Oh.
Whoa! Holding on to that knuckle lock. This is a pinfall, but Vega lifting an arm to get out of it.
Little kip up, okay. Now we've got Vega on the offense, but Davey Richards not too far behind. Up.
Whoa.
Rolling out.
And Davey Vega is someone who his technical prowess is something that I don't think enough people talk about. He's extremely fundamentally sound, and to be able to go hold for hold with someone like Davey Richards, who is the technical wrestler, says a lot. But and that is the experience, that is the knowledge of anatomy that Davey Richards, with a medical background, he knows how to manipulate all the joints, how to tweak all the tendons, all the ligaments.
Which makes him even more lethal than he already is. But as you were saying, I do think GrindHouse, formerly the besties in the world, they've been underlooked for so long. Obviously, making their name in the Midwest, formerly holding the AAW Tag Team Championships, and they've competed at Glory Pro since 2017.
Yeah.
They were former Glory Pro Tag Team champs, so they're no slouches here.
Are we gonna? Crowd wants to see Rocky in the ring. Are we gonna get it?
Well, only if the audience wants it.
There's a tag. Rocky Romero and Matt Fidget legal now.
And Rocky Romero, on his own, separate of Davey Richards, has quite the tag team pedigree. He actually holds the record for most New Japan IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title runs, 8 in total.
And now it is Fidget and Romero going hold for hold. And when you talked about being underlooked and underutilized, Sam, is that, I think that sort of speaks to the latest change in attitude and name and everything for the former besties. It's just, it's a little bit harder, it's a little bit grittier.
Well, they've been grinding for a long time. Perhaps the name is reflective of that.
Whoa.
They're going to show that the grind has produced incredible results for them. Hopefully this match could propel them to other heights throughout the United States. Oh, okay, nice fireman's carry there, using those fundamentals on Rocky Romero.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rocky Romero is someone who he has influence in so many different spheres. He's someone, if you can impress Rocky Romero, that says something about you because he's seen it all, he's done it all.
And even training under the one, the only Antonio Inoki at the New Japan Dojo in LA back in 1997. He was one of the first students. It's big stuff.
Whoa. A lot of speed, a lot of evasion. Fidget sent reeling by Romero, but Vega coming in. Whoa. Romero sending Vega off his feet as well. Both members of GrindHouse stuck in opposite corners, and that's not where you want to be when Romero's on a tear like this. Corner for corner.
Oh.
Whoa. Matt Fidget with a huge Pele kick. Davey Richards running boot. Fidget with a cover on Romero, but Richards breaks it up. And now it's Matt Fidget in control. Davey Vega tags in, and it looks like they have chosen to isolate Rocky Romero. Smart strategy here. Now we see that there's a cover. We see this tag team cohesiveness that GrindHouse are so known for. You can see that they have been tagging together for over a decade.
And that's the name of the game, right? Isolating the legal person on the opposite side of the match and just getting them in your corner. Oh, a little bit of hair action.
Romero
there.
with the hair. Yeah, it's Rocky Romero. We'll let him have it.
You know.
It's fine.
It's being strategic.
5 minutes elapsed in the
But
match.
now with his back to Vega,
Vega and Fidget got Romero tied up in the ropes. Tag to Fidget. Vega keeping Romero trapped in that corner. Whoa.
oh,
Richards went for a tag, wasn't able to, and now Fidget, little do-si-do into a flatliner and a standing moonsault, but
referee is distracted,
so
Davey
the referee
Richards.
was distracted by Davey Richards, who threw up the #1, but in the middle. To show that if GrindHouse is going to play dirty, no remorse score, they're going to play dirty too.
Got to do what you got to do in a high-stakes match like this, and it seems like the audience very much
Yeah.
so behind Rocky Romero, who desperately needs to tag in Davey Richards here. Fidget and Vega have been doing quick tags, keeping each other fresh. Rocky needs to do the same here. Oh, a little bit of a forearm exchange. Rocky Romero firing up. Oh!
Poke to the eye. The crowd can't believe it. And Fidget taking advantage of that moment, nailing a big drop kick, and now putting the boots to Rocky Romero. Once again. Got Romero trapped in the GrindHouse corner. Tag to Davey Vega. And Vega going to work on Rocky Romero. Isolating him again in that corner. Guarding him to keep him from being able to make a tag, but Romero up to his feet. He looks fired up, if nothing else.
Could be that he's had enough of these two.
And now Romero is reaching for the tag, but Fidget.
And now all 4 men in the ring. The referee trying to get Fidget out of the ring.
Romero holds on. Big uppercut to Matt Fidget. Whoa! A running sliced bread. Matt Fidget is down.
Could this be the moment that Romero needs? Yes, Davey Richards tags in. He's the legal man with Vega now.
And Richard going to work on GrindHouse. Rolling Vega through. Whoa! A pin. Essentially pinning both members of GrindHouse at once.
Davey Richards with his talent on full display. Such a high wrestling IQ that this gentleman has. And now he's fired up. He's been waiting for this moment to be the legal man in the match. Oh, but
sent onto the apron by Vega, but Richards holding onto the leg. Vega says no. Dragon screw on the apron. Davey Richards just been a one-man wrecking crew since he was tagged in. While Vega holds on to his knee. Davey is up on the top. He is feeding on the crowd here in Dallas at Fair Park. Went for a double stomp and Vega out of the way. But Richards rolls behind, holding on, rolling through. That submission is locked on. But wait a second, Matt Fidget. Got caught. Now Davey Richards with an ankle lock on Matt Fidget. Got both members of GrindHouse tied up.
Could this be a double submission like finish right now? Oh my, let's see. Oh, but Vega inching his way to the ropes.
Davey Vega's face at the last second there just transformed. This look of rage overcame him and he was able to reach for the ropes. But he's still clutching onto his knee. He hasn't been the same since that dragon screw leg whip on the apron. GrindHouse now getting back together, trying to collect themselves. And it's Rocky Romero in now, sending Richards in. Romero with a big clothesline.
Uh-oh.
Running assisted knee to Davey Vega. Brainbuster, and now Richards up top.
Crowd's on fire, releasing that guttural roof. Oh, wolf cry, oh my.
And a cover by Romero. What?
10 minutes elapsed in the match, 10 minutes here.
Incredible cohesive double team by the No Remorse score, and still somehow Davey Vega kicks out.
I thought for sure that that was going to be the end of this match, but there's 10 minutes left.
Richards got Vega up, but wait, Fidget, Matt Fidget back on the apron. Fighting it out with Rocky Romero. Richards was trying to grab the waist of Davey Vega, drop toe hold it into the ropes. Pele kick on the apron by Matt Fidget. Richards is reeling, and now they've isolated Rocky Romero. Here comes GrindHouse. A capo kick and a flying knee. There's a cover. Again, incredibly close pinfall, but GrindHouse, they're not done.
Looks like Vega might be rearing to use his opponent.
Oh,
oh my!
Flipping Matt Fidget into a cutter. And at the last possible millisecond, Davey Richards rolling into the ring to break it up. And now it's Richards who's the freshest man in the ring. Huge middle kicks to both members of GrindHouse. And if you can see that, he is alternating legs, but just got swiped by Matt Fidget. Whoa.
Fitchett getting DDT'd in the process. Now we have Vega and Richards firmly in the center of the ring. Richards off the ropes.
Oh.
Vega with a big boot. Oh.
Richards goading Davey Vega to take it to him. Strike for strike. They are just going back and forth. Richards with a kick, but Davey Vega with a super kick. High roundhouse by Richards. Huge release German suplex. And Davey Vega taken down by a lariat. Now it's all no remorse core.
Oh.
Romero with the cover. And that is it.
12 minutes, 28 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, Davey Richards, Rocky Romero, the No Remorse Core.
What a return after 10 years apart as a tag team. Davey Richards and Rocky Romero going head-to-head with Fitchett and Vega. Valiant effort, I'd say, but from Vega and Fitchett, though. They've certainly proved that they are contenders in the U.S. tag team division scene here. Vega, what are your thoughts?
Well, GrindHouse was able to hold off No Remorse Core for almost 13 minutes, but yeah, it's a successful reunion. And is this a one night only thing? I don't know. I guess it remains to be seen. But these two seem to work pretty well together again after almost a decade of not teaming. As we know, Davey Richards has been on a tear recently, and Rocky Romero, he is absolutely everywhere. Is this going? Are we going to see No Remorse Core reunite again?
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
Might be time.
I wouldn't hate it. And we have another video package coming up here to talk about another rivalry that has sprung up in recent months here at Glory Pro. It's Dan the Dad and Kody Lane. And Kody Lane's been quite the thorn in Dan the Dad's dadly side. Let's see a little bit more about that.
You bought a house. I sure did. In this neighborhood or not? Damn! We're neighbors! We're neighbors? Yeah! We're become best friends. We help raise your kids. Come on, man. I'm just sitting there hanging out. I got a phone to take for you. Yeah. Drink up. You know what, Dan? I lied. This neighborhood isn't big enough for both of us.
Well, I got a real crazy idea. You, me, the collective, loser leaves the neighborhood.
Fine, Dan. You're on. The fate of this quiet Missouri neighborhood can only be decided in Dallas, Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a match with no disqualifications, and the loser must leave the neighborhood.
It's not very often that you hear of a loser leaves the neighborhood match, but this match has been tailored to the drama that's been going on between Dan the Dad and Kody Lane out in the St. Louis suburb that Dan the Dad lives in.
Real life implications here.
Yeah, apparently
Coming to
Kody
the ring
Lane.
first, originally from Savannah, Oklahoma, now residing in South St. Louis County, Missouri, weighing 200 pounds. He is the Southern Flamingo, Kody Lane.
South St. Louis, but like with an asterisk next to that. Because we got to see what happens here. This is a loser leaves the neighborhood match. And Sam, have you ever had a neighbor, a roommate, someone who just like couldn't stand, they just annoyed you?
Oh, I absolutely have. I know the feeling. It's very frustrating when you don't get along with someone you either live with or live close to. And Kody's been a bit of a nuisance to Dan the Dad. in the neighborhood, first seeing him just walking around, enjoying a beer, and then realizing that Kody, in fact, lives right next door to Dan the Dad.
Well, some people would say that that's a good thing. Some people would love to have Kody Lane bring the party next door. Not Dan. He takes a lot of pride in his lawn, in his neighborhood.
His opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, 202 pounds, your father's favorite wrestler, Dan the Dad.
Dan the Dad wasting no time. There is no love lost between these two. Dan the Dad just doesn't want Kody to be, you know, leaving those beers on his lawn or interrupting Katch with his kids. Come on.
Coming in hot is Dan the Dad. And as you said, this one is extremely personal.
Oh, all right, polo's off.
Oh.
Love to see it.
Dan going outside, following Kody onto the floor. Kody Lane, though, fighting back. Because you know what? The other thing, too, is moving is a pain.
You don't want to move again,
it's a
right?
hassle. I can't imagine that Kody Lane has all that many possessions to pack up, but still, it's a hassle. You don't want to do it.
Well, what about Dan? If Dan's the loser today, he has to pack up a house that he's, you know, had for quite some time. Pack up his family, pack up the... Oh, I think he got that ladder from his shed.
Oh, running that ladder into Kody Lane. Dan the Dad, no stranger to home improvements. He can do it himself. He's got a book about it.
All right, I think, yep.
Oh.
Kody going straight into that ladder.
And then, you know, I figure this is so personal. Probably most things could be legal in this match. We'll leave it up to the referee's discretion, but it seems like this is going to essentially be a backyard style, and by that I mean Dan the Dad's backyard, hardcore match.
Of course,
Here at Glory Pro. Oh.
We're even seeing some, you know, household items that we might find at Dan the Dad's house. Now, Kody putting the ladder inside the ring. Could this mean he has the intention of bringing the action back into the ring? We'll have to see. That garbage can doesn't feel too good when it hits you.
Do you think Kody Lane separates the recycling?
No, I don't.
I'm sure he doesn't. And that has to just, with the beer can just irks Dan the Dad.
Dan the Dad has filed a total of 48 noise complaints against Kody Lane over the past month or so. Okay, so
Kody Lane doing a little bit of construction here.
I don't know if I like the looks of that. That gives me a little bit of anxiety, that ladder being right where it is.
It's very, very pointy, many edges.
It is pointy.
Oh, maybe trying to lawn dart Dan the Dad, but...
Good quick thinking by Kody Lane there.
Kody Lane going for maybe a pile driver, but Dan fighting it. Oh! Drop kick to the knee. Taking out those long legs of the Southern Flamingo.
Oh yeah, when you mess with the Dad, you get the horns, but Kody,
and there was that ladder. And Dan driven right into the corner. I don't even know if he remembered that it was there. He was so focused on that submission attempt. Kody Lane, big slam. Flamingo salt on one leg into a cover. For the sanctity of the neighborhood, Dan the Dad kicking out.
What would be so bad about Kody staying in the neighborhood? Maybe they could establish, you know, a bit of a schedule where, you know, Cody's doing his partying and maybe Dan's at work, you know? I don't know. I'm trying to think of the best thing possible.
I don't think Kody Lane, does schedules. I think he's just hanging loose, man. I think it's just whatever happens. And that's not a Dan the Dad sort of thing.
Dan the Dad, very regimented.
There's a calendar in the kitchen for a reason.
Oh.
Jawbreaker by Dan. But wait, Kody Lane throws out the boots and Dan has it. Kody able to take advantage. Going back to that trash can. Oh.
Sent on to Dan the Dad. Oh, goes for that pin.
Cover.
You can see how little respect Kody has for Dan as a neighbor, as a wrestler, by virtue of that.
Another cover. Well, and this metal trash can puts me in mind of another peculiar neighbor, that being Oscar the Grouch, of course. And on Sesame Street, although Oscar is not the greatest neighbor, everybody works with him. You know, everybody lives together. Perhaps the lessons of Sesame Street could come to Dan the Dad's neighborhood. I'm just saying, I'll discuss that with them later, but there has to be a way. Something less violent, maybe.
Perhaps you can be the arbitrator, Veda. Oh,
I might not have to because Dan
Kody
is about to pull this off, but wait! Kody Lane! And Dan firing back with a boot of his own.
Dan the Dad off the ropes, but Kody, with some bit of lucha there, but Dan the Dad's on the outside now.
The Southern Flamingo trying
Oh.
to fly. Oh, huge back suplex on the apron. Kody Lane always gets a lot of height just based on he's tall, he's long and limber, deceptively strong as well.
Indeed. I bet that Dan the Dad is wishing he would have maybe let the authorities deal with Kody Lane now, and not he himself, who's withstanding quite a bit of torture here in this match from Kody, aside from the emotional torture that Cody's been putting him through the last month or so.
Oh!
Chair shot connecting to the back of Dan the Dad. Dads usually sit in chairs. They don't get hit by chairs.
Well, and Kody, you know, you kind of mentioned this before, that he kind of just seems to be chilling out in the neighborhood. Honestly, he is really taking this seriously. Like, he really wants to stay.
Well, like you said, it's hard to move. Who wants to move?
You gotta find boxes. Dan the Dad, though, look at his face. Stopping that chair from crashing on his skull once more, and now laying in some punches, but Kody Lane still not able to keep Dan down. Just jab after jab after jab.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Big haymaker connects.
Winding up, taking Kody Lane out for a catch is Dan the Dad. And now he scoops Lane up on his shoulders. Kody Lane gets away. Whoa, Dan the Dad swinging through. Rock style DDT. The Rock is a favorite of Dad's all over the world too. I think he was my dad's favorite wrestler.
Who isn't?
A very dad-like wrestler. And now, Dan the Dad setting up the chair in the middle of the ring. Oh, wait, not quite the middle.
Oh, no.
Very close to the ropes to... Oh! Sending Kody Lane into the chair. Pinfall. No! At the last second, somehow, Kody Lane able to kick out.
Tremendous resilience on the part of Kody Lane. As you said earlier, he doesn't want to leave the neighborhood. He doesn't want to move. He's keeping on fighting here.
And now we have Dan the Dad with that ladder. Staying up in the corner. Whoa.
Oh.
Kody Lane got out of the way. Reversed by Dan. Oh! Kody Lane flying back first into that metal ladder. Scooped up on the shoulders of Dan the Dad. Backpack stunner. Cover. Still, somehow, Kody Lane kicking out.
Kody Lane clearly has a high threshold for pain. He's been hit by various weapons. His head ricocheted off that chair. I don't know how he's continuing, Veda.
And now it looks like Dan the Dad has something else in mind with this ladder. Just planting it in the center of the ring. Looking Kody, yeah. But wait, oh! Low blow by
Come
Kody Lane,
on.
and it's a no DQ match. Oh! Double underhook pile driver onto the ladder. A cover. 2. Oh! Dan the Dad, despite being driven head first into the rungs of that ladder, able to kick out, and Kody Lane shaking it off as well, because that had to injure him
Seems like he's growing a little bit frustrated though, throwing his elbow cloth to the ref. Ah.
And this is toughness out of Dan the Dad that I have never seen before. Body slam onto the ladder. Flamingo salt.
Oh! And now Dan the Dad capitalizing on that misstep by Kody Lane, working on that right ankle.
Because I think Kody's ankle connected with that ladder.
Oh, it did.
And Dan, figure four. Kody Lane.
He taps.
10 minutes, 5 seconds. Your winner by figure 4 submission, Dan the Dad.
And with that submission victory, Dan the Dad has ejected the Southern Flamingo Kody Lane from the neighborhood.
He might be in an awful lot of pain tomorrow, but I think he's going to enjoy having his coffee on his lawn with some quiet. What a match. Ooh. Tremendous effort by Kody Lane. You know, he was fighting to stay in the neighborhood, but ultimately Dan said, "This is my turf. Get out of here."
And Dan the Dad, with nary a scuff on the New Balances, waves goodbye to Kody Lane. And you know, summer's coming up soon. You got to start prepping the lawn, maybe inflate the pool.
Well, by God, someone's going to have to mow Dan the Dad's lawn for a few days. He's going to have to recover from this match. And we're going to send it back to our lovely ring announcer ahead of Warhorse versus Josh Alexander.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our broadcast on Fight TV continues with our next match presented by Rock and Roll Fables. For coverage of music, movies, and other media, rockandrollfables.com. This contest is set for one fall.
All right, I see some heads. Heads starting to move out here in the crowd. Heads starting to bang. The horns are up. Sam, are you ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to rage because Warhorse is in the building.
4,000 pounds of raw heavy metal. He's here to rule ass.
Warhorse set to compete in a first-time ever matchup. Him versus Josh Alexander. Two men who have very contrasting styles and personas, I would say, in the ring. Let's see how he fares against Josh Alexander, one of the stalwarts of the Canadian wrestling scene. And of course, giant thank you to Rock and Roll Fables. Yes. Very fitting that they are sponsoring this match with the headbanger himself, Warhorse. And guys, just a reminder, go ahead and give Glory Pro Wrestling a follow on Instagram at Glory Pro Wrestling and on Twitter at WeAreGloryPro. What a show this has been to kick off the Collective 2022. Use the hashtag GP Collective and hashtag Cemetery Gates to let us know what you think. Veda Scott, Sam Laterna on the call for this first time match. Impact star, Josh Alexander.
And his opponent from Toronto, Canada, 227 pounds, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander.
Walking weapon, Josh Alexander, as we heard, representing Toronto, but no stranger to wrestling in the Midwest, extensively competing in the Chicago area, in St. Louis.
In fact, he's been with Glory Pro since 2019.
Yeah.
The majority of his tenure here has been with the North as a part of the tag team with Ethan Page, but now he looks to set himself apart here in singles action against Warhorse.
And he is someone whose star in Impact Wrestling has been rising incredibly quickly. It's a World Championship match on the horizon, but first he needs to get through the collective and he needs to get through Warhorse. And Warhorse is someone who I think oftentimes people underestimate him. They see the head banging, they see the horns, they hear the voices, they see the videos, and they don't take him seriously enough. Warhorse is someone who can go, and he has proven it, and he proved the time to get in big-time matches like this one with Josh Alexander. So don't overlook Warhorse today.
This is very much going to be a proving ground for Warhorse in a match against an Impact superstar like Josh Alexander. But Warhorse himself has been wrestling for going on 10 years. He's a former world champion on the Indies. So his ceiling can go nothing but up from here.
And someone who also has recently been training and repping Team Ambition. So you see, we just have Warhorse who's constantly improving, bettering himself, and then we have Josh Alexander, someone who believes that he is the best in the world and goes out to prove it every single time he's in the ring. Whoa!
Oh.
The strength of Alexander, and Warhorse, though, evading. That's a version of headbanging.
Headbutting, yes. Love to see it. Oh. Elbowing out of what could have potentially been a German suplex there. Sends Alexander off the ropes, but Alexander, attempting a pile driver. Warhorse is on his game right now. I love to see it.
Clearly very well scouted. Alexander now on the outside. Warhorse looking to fly, but he redirects himself into a dropkick there when Alexander started to come back into the ring. Very cerebral wrestling on the part of Warhorse. Double stomp off the apron to the back of Josh Alexander. To the back and I think the neck area. And as we know, Josh Alexander, a history of neck problems, and we know that people always will zero in onto that neck.
And if you're a smart competitor, that's the thing to do, especially with Warhorse, who seeks to get a big win against Josh Alexander here. He's been tremendously successful in singles competition at Glory Pro, but
rolling DVD, and just like that, I think the tables have turned. A pinfall, lateral press by Alexander, not enough, but he is right back on Warhorse, snap suplex.
Veda, my question for you is, even though Warhorse has been dominant in singles competition at Glory Pro, what does his strategy have to be to defeat someone like Alexander here today?
Well, as we're seeing here, Josh Alexander is extremely strong, a low center of gravity. He's known for his suplexes. You want to keep him from getting those hips underneath you, and just once he starts tossing you around, it's over. So Warhorse, again, is going to have to rely on just how scrappy he is. Look at him trying to chop his way out of this predicament.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Now Warhorse has something up his sleeve. One more chop. Alexander delivering one of his own. Warhorse has to dig really deep here. He's in the corner. Just leaving that chest open. Inevitably delivering some chops of his own. Oh my. Can't turn your back. Can't turn your back on Josh Alexander with that shoot background that he has. He'll take you down, and that's just what he's done. Oh, even stepping on the foot.
Trying for the ankle lock, because if Josh Alexander can lock on that ankle lock, he's got a toe hold here, but if he can fully wrench that on, I mean, your ankle, you have no choice. Your ankle could snap before you submit. And Warhorse doing what he can to try to maybe grabbing onto Alexander's knee pads, onto his wrist. He's got to turn this around somehow.
Oh!
Onto the headgear even. And Alexander transitioning right into a headlock, which we think of a headlock as one of those like fundamental wrestling maneuvers, but when someone like a Josh Alexander with that shoot style background locks it in, that's a submission potentially. Look at, he's got the bones of his wrist in the temple of Warhorse.
Indeed.
It's extremely painful.
He was looking to slow down Warhorse in that moment.
And I think that's with the energy that Warhorse can sometimes unleash, you just have to grind him to a stop to beat him. And now it's Alexander with that front chancery, but Warhorse landing some shots to the midsection to try to get out, and Alexander, now they have moved on to some striking back and forth here.
This really has a fight feel. Both men are delivering some clubbing blows throughout this, including those chops a couple of minutes ago. Oy.
And Warhorse laying in forearms with both arms and a headbutt for good measure. Whoa, Alexander with a boot swipe to the face. Butterflying the arms. But wait, Warhorse sending Alexander through, and Alexander trying to pull Warhorse through, but onto the headgear and another headbutt. Warhorse not afraid to use his own body as a weapon.
Well, he's hardcore. But
Alexander just trying to shake this off a little bit. Warhorse with the boot, and Alexander had that scouted. Warhorse says, no, you can't force Warhorse's head into the buckle. That's just a little bit of assisted headbanging for him. Oh.
he's proven how hardcore he is. He's willing to bang his own head into the buckle.
Firing up. Oh.
Is the head of Warhorse perhaps the strongest part of his body here? We're seeing a bunch of headbutts.
Alexander throwing one, but Warhorse ducking twice. Big flying forearm by Warhorse, and Warhorse rolling to the outside.
He's got the momentum now, climbing up to the high rent district. Big English drop kick to Josh Alexander.
Alexander is down. Oh, that chop just stopped the momentum, but coming back with a lariat and a pinfall here.
It's almost as though that momentum that brought Warhorse back from the chop, propelling him into the second rope, actually helped Warhorse out in a way. He was able to ricochet that back into a clothesline.
And Warhorse hammering on his own elbow. I think he's gonna go back up top, Sam.
Could we be seeing
banging some heads, dropping some bows is Warhorse. Oh, wait. Josh Alexander.
Wanted nothing to do with whatever Warhorse was about to attempt from the top. Good ring awareness there, but he's on the apron.
Oh! Warhorse hot-shotted on that top rope, and now Alexander sliding back into the ring. Trying to, once again, to butterfly those arms, but Warhorse fighting it. Alexander has a game plan here. He keeps going back to the same position. He has, went for a powerbomb, but Warhorse flipping out, rolling through, cover. Went for a schoolboy, Alexander kicking out. Alexander, Finley roll, but Warhorse with a crucifix. At the last second, Alexander kicking out. Warhorse, Cazadora went for a pin, but no, rolling straight through into. Is he going for that sharpshooter? If he locks this on, it could be over. Warhorse banging the head for a little extra leverage. But Alexander up on his elbows.
A little far from the ropes, but he makes it to the ropes. Ref calling for a rope break there.
The strength of Josh Alexander coming through again, able to drag himself and Warhorse over to the ropes. Alexander back on the apron, clutching his lower back. He is hurting here, and Warhorse maybe following him out onto the apron. What is the plan here? Warhorse trying for maybe a half and half suplex, but Alexander, if you can see, had his arm hooked over the top rope, and now.
Veteran maneuver right there.
Oh,
could he be? Oh my gosh!
A world's strongest slam onto the apron, and all the follow through in the world on that. Warhorse to the floor. Alexander tossing Warhorse back into the ring, but wait a second!
How was he up after that?
A flipping tope suicida by Warhorse sends Josh Alexander into the chairs, 3 or 4 rows.
There's something that's motivating Warhorse beyond this. 2 minutes left? Oh, okay, well, the stakes are high. Like I said, Warhorse is fighting for his reputation, for everything, to prove that he can hang. We at Glory Pro know that he can, but defeating Josh Alexander right now could be a defining moment in his career. Where are we at now, like a minute 30?
Yeah, and Warhorse needs to get Alexander back into the ring. He needs to capitalize on this burst of adrenaline.
Uh-oh.
Maybe he's going, he had that elbow drop in mind before he was gesturing for it, but another missile drop kick and it got caught. Alexander with the ankle lock.
Look, oh. And Warhorse firmly in the center of the ring.
Oh, Alexander grapevining the legs over that ankle lock. Warhorse is stuck. He doesn't want to tap. He doesn't want to tap. You can see him fighting through it.
Oh!
Somehow, and Alexander doesn't believe it. Josh Alexander has snapped ligaments. He has tapped out so many opponents with that ankle lock. He can't believe it. I can't believe it. Maybe Warhorse himself can't believe it, but he is fighting on, clutching his ankle, and Alexander is just toe kicking Warhorse right in that injured leg. And Alexander loading Warhorse up on the top turnbuckle. Oh! Chopped through the chest. And Sam, this is extremely dangerous territory.
Looks like Warhorse could be in trouble here.
He's fighting.
Out. Oh!
Oh. Wait a second. Alexander hung up. Warhorse on top. Hanging double stomp through the chest of Josh Alexander. But Warhorse not done yet. Although it seems like he can barely stand, he is pulling himself up to the top rope.
Tremendous heart by Warhorse.
Double stomp to the back of Josh Alexander's head. But Warhorse not making the cover right away. He's grabbing his ankle. Finally, a pinfall. 2. Oh! And I don't know, Sam, maybe if he was able to roll right into that cover, I don't know, because that was so close.
It was so close. At this point, he's a man using one leg, essentially, in this match. So he's going to have to use all he can, keep that fuel high. Oh! How's he?
He's
How's
using
he doing
his
this
upper
right now?
body strength when his leg is about to go out. You can hear the crowd chanting because it is awesome. Warhorse once again gesturing for that elbow, but Alexander on his feet. A slap to the ear. Oh.
Superplex!
So much airtime and Alexander. Wait,
Oh!
Warhorse jackknife pin. Oh. Warhorse seconds away. Alexander forearm to the back of the head. A ripcord. Wait.
Spinning heel kick.
And Alexander is reeling.
Staggering.
Warhorse going for that half and half again. Alexander, German suplex.
Uh-oh. Katch pile driver. Oh, my.
Cover. And with that
At
double
14
under
minutes
a
and
pile
6 seconds,
driver.
Your winner by pinfall, Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander pulling out the victory. But Warhorse fought with absolutely everything that he had. That match was so close. It could have gone either way. And the look on Josh Alexander's face, I think, says it all. He didn't know. He didn't anticipate what a battle this will be. I think he thought he'd have this put away so much faster, but Warhorse, Again, the resiliency, fighting through so much. And the crowd on their feet here for Warhorse. Absolutely incredible.
I hope Warhorse's ankle is okay. In the closing moments of the match, Josh Alexander once more stepped on the ankle of Warhorse and was able to capitalize with that package pile driver. But, you know, even in defeat, I think that it's possible to get the respect of your peers in the crowd, and he's certainly done that tonight. What a showing by Warhorse.
What an incredible match. And folks, again, if you're watching, hashtag Cemetery Gate, hashtag GP Collective. I am Veda Scott, and this is Sam Laterna. Please let us know what you thought about that. Let us know what you think about Warhorse and Josh Alexander, and let us know what you think about this main event. Mike Outlaw versus Bryan Keith coming up next. It is sponsored by Know the Ropes podcast. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your Glory Pro Wrestling main event.
And
this contest is presented by the Know the Ropes podcast. Join the Wrestling Roundtable with the Know the Ropes podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit, and it is for the Crown of Glory Championship.
And we are ending things here at Glory Pro Cemetery Gates with a championship match, the Crown of Glory Championship.
And we have a battle first-time matchup. The best from Texas versus the best from St. Louis. And the best of Texas right now is indeed the bounty hunter, Bryan Keith. Texas native, making his Glory Pro debut against Mike Outlaw. What a match this is set to be.
First, the challenger, fighting out of Greens Point, Texas. Representing Swisha House, he is the Underground King, Bryan Keith.
And Bryan Keith, new Texas Pro Champion, as you heard, calls himself the Underground King because he is someone who has been grinding it out here in Texas for a very long time, but only recently, I think, came to be known outside of this state. And that's why we are seeing him here today, fighting at Glory Pro for the Crown of Glory Championship. And there's a little bit extra spice on this match, Sam, because the winner of this match will face Davey Richards at the main event of Live at the Pageant, April 24th. So Bryan Keith, in his Glory Pro debut, could not only become a champion, he could solidify himself a spot at Live at the Pageant, April 24th. Huge match, huge opportunity. But Bryan Keith, he's someone who always delivers.
Today, Bryan Keith looks like a man on a mission. He could be walking into For the Culture as the Crown of Glory champion and the new Texas Pro champion. What a feat that would be. Let's see if he can pull that out here against Mike Outlaw, who defeated Jake Something to win the Crown of Glory championship back in October in a dog collar match.
Right, so Mike Outlaw, he's been through it to get this championship. He's not about to lose it easily.
And he's been working at it for a long time. He previously came up short against AJ Gray in pursuit of the Crown of Glory championship, ultimately winning that against Jake Something. Another member of Team Ambition as well, a stalwart of that school, showing the results of training with Team Ambition. You can become a champion if you train with Team Ambition.
Representing Team Ambition in St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 222 pounds. He is the general of the Bandana Brigade. He is the defending Crown of Glory champion. Real name, no gimmicks, Mike Outlaw.
Today, this will be Mike Outlaw's fourth title defense. He's since defended against Jake Something, Myron Reed, and Josh Alexander. And he's been a member of Glory Pro for quite some time, since 2019. I would say while Bryan Keith has the home field advantage
Yeah.
being in Texas. Mike Outlaw, this is his promotion.
Right.
This is his territory. So how will these two fare?
He's defending more than just the Crown of Glory Championship. In a way, he's representing Glory Pro Wrestling today. Also, like you said, representing Team Ambition, representing the Midwest. There's a lot on the line here, and it has nothing to do with just championships. There's a lot on the line just in terms of pride, of honor.
And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't know how split this audience is going to be. How many people in this audience are from St. Louis? How many are from Texas?
Yeah.
Are we going to see a mutiny if Bryan Keith doesn't win today? I don't know, but this is what I'm here for, Veda. The potential for chaos.
And there's a huge contingency of the crowd here chanting BK. They're chanting for Bryan Keith. I have to wonder, does that throw you a little bit as Mike Outlaw, again, coming in as not only as a champion, but representing the very promotion that is putting on this event right now?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on the back of Mike Outlaw to not only defend that championship valiantly and retain, but show out for Glory Pro. Bryan Keith and Outlaw starting out here with some, some action in the corner. Oh. All right. Outlaw backing up, gonna play fair.
Yeah.
He's a noble champ. The audience booing. Okay, this is a testy crowd today.
Yeah.
But this is what we like. You never know what you're gonna see at Glory Pro Wrestling or at the Collective.
Yeah, I think this crowd right now wants to see a new champ. And how is that going to phase Mike Outlaw? I want to see what he does with that. Right now, he's trying to fight his way out of this headlock by Bryan Keith.
Well, the champ could have some doubters in the crowd, right? So I think it's the way you play to them that's going to be important. Bryan Keith clearly has the psychological advantage here. I would certainly feel more comfortable in ring having the love and adoration of the crowd, but Mike has told me many times that he's looking to put St. Louis wrestling on the map, particularly the whole Midwest territory that did take a hit during the pandemic. Now Bryan Keith with a little bit of a grin there. These two gentlemen sizing each other up. Ooh!
And you know, although this show, obviously, it's a special event here in Dallas, if Mike Outlaw retains the championship today, if Bryan Keith wants another shot, he's going to have to come to St. Louis. He's going to come to Mike Outlaw's house. And I think that maybe gives Outlaw a little bit of an advantage in terms of like knowing what could be on the horizon for him here. But right now, there's so much animosity in the face of Bryan Keith.
As you said, Bryan Keith was underground for a while, right?
Yeah.
So he's had to be resilient and stay the course. And during the resurgence of Texas wrestling over the past 2 years, he's been able to benefit from that and prove why he deserves to be in the ring like someone like a Mike Outlaw and other champions. Oh, ooh, my.
Outlaw with a tackle into a pin.
As a matter of fact, spoke too soon. Bryan Keith, attempting a hip toss, but Mike Outlaw with some lucha action there. I dug that. We're actually going to be seeing Bryan Keith against Too Cold Scorpio For the Culture. Can you believe it? Oof, a dream
I
match.
can't believe it. Again, these are matches that you never would think would come together. And that is, of course, if Bryan Keith can make it out of this match, because it looks like Mike Outlaw is determined to just tear the leg right out of the joint of Bryan Keith, sending Keith into the corner. But wait, Keith ricocheting back out with a huge running boot. Outlaw off his feet.
Every time Keith hits a move in this match, the crowd goes wild. They're firmly behind him here. Mike Outlaw's got to get his head in the game, stay focused.
And you can hear those chants for BK are only getting louder because there are most likely people in the crowd who have spent years watching Bryan Keith, knowing him as you said, the underground king, and knowing that here's a pinfall, knowing that it's only a matter of time before the world recognizes what a talent he is. You know, you get in on the ground floor.
In the same token, I remember meeting Mike Outlaw back in 2020 at the Collective, and he was scratching and clawing for opportunities then. So to see him have achieved so high to become the Glory Pro Crown of Glory champion. Outlaw looking to keep it that way. Both men now On the ropes. All right, all right. I don't know what's going to happen on the ropes, boys.
There's a break here. Official moving Bryan Keith away from the ropes, but Mike Outlaw with a DDT.
The ref perhaps inadvertently serving as a distraction there for Bryan Keith.
Well, unlike some of the other matches we've had here tonight, this one is not no disqualification. There are rope breaks, so, you know, the official is just doing his job, but if you take advantage of it, you take advantage of it. Now Mike Outlaw is taking every advantage he can. He is back in control. Setting Keith up in the corner and just stomping him. Not giving Bryan Keith an inch to breathe here.
Stomping a mud hole through him, as they perhaps say in Texas. I don't know, I'm from New York City.
But wait a second. The crowd, I think, seems to be rattling Mike Outlaw just a little bit.
Yeah, they're screaming bounty hunter.
You can't let that happen.
Five minutes elapsed. 5 minutes down.
Chop for chop here. That one, I think, caught Keith in the neck. Oh, Bryan Keith going hard into that corner. A cover attempt by Mike Outlaw.
Perhaps Outlaw growing a little bit frustrated right now.
I think he needs to just stay on his opponent at this point.
He's got to have tunnel vision, not be focused on the crowd, not be focused on any of the jeers. Just go with it and do what he does best, which is wrestle.
If anything, maybe, and this is a situation I've been in, and most wrestlers will tell you, sometimes you have to use the way the crowd feels, the way the crowd is against you. You use that to kind of propel yourself. If they're going to hate you anyway, you make them really hate you. You beat their boy. And maybe if Mike Outlaw can harness some of that, he can pull this out. But right now, it's Bryan Keith fighting to his feet, unleashing some forearms. But what a drop kick! The height that Mike Outlaw just got on that drop kick shocked me.
It was so hard that it shot Bryan Keith right to the outside.
Sam, can you see in the corner here? I hadn't seen it before, but we have Tootie, Lynn, we have Davey Richards, we have members of Team Ambition out here essentially seconding for Mike Outlaw, cheering him on.
Well, it's always good to have a support system, especially from your training partners.
And if you're not going to get it from the crowd, you can get it from your coach.
Absolutely. Davey Richards, no doubt, intently watching this match. Now, Outlaw back on top here. Goes for, oh, nice snap suplex.
Whoa, another pin. Had eyes right on Davey Richards as Bryan Keith kicked out, and now is transitioning. Looking to hook the arm. Maybe going for almost like turning it into, it's an arm bar, but Keith is fighting it, rolling through.
Out, yeah.
Oh, a lariat, taking Keith out. Another pinfall here. And if Bryan Keith has noticed Team Ambition in the corner, I don't know that it necessarily would phase him, because the Underground King, he is used to being an underdog. He is used to the odds against him.
But in the same token, the fans aren't going to come up to ringside and be his corner person. They're there for moral support, but we have physical bodies here supporting Mike Outlaw from his training school.
Keith breaking out, chop to the throat.
If I'm Mike Outlaw right now, I can't necessarily take a solid breath after that throat chop. Jeez.
Keith went behind, but Outlaw going for that DDT again. Keith, this time they are just trading.
Oh!
And now it's Keith with the DDT. Taking a little page out of the earlier playbook of Mike Outlaw. Keith, though, not able to get a pinfall off that DDT. He's taking the time here, that separation, to give himself a moment of recovery.
Looks like Keith is making his way to his feet first. Still taking that time to recoup, though.
And Outlaw pulling himself up in the opposite corner. Bryan Keith coming in. Huge exploder out of the corner. Outlaw rolling up to his feet with the force of that suplex. And now I think he's fighting his way out of another. Keith onto the knee, and a pinfall. Even with all of his body weight on top of Outlaw, Bryan Keith not able to pull it out. But look at him. He's surveying the crowd, surveying the scene. He is bound and determined.
And now the crowd shouting BK. It's resonating through the whole arena. This energy is palpable here. Mike Outlaw does not want to succumb to this move right now.
Keith has his fingers interlaced, but Outlaw is taking a knee to stop it.
Oh!
Sending Keith over.
And Outlaw trying to go for the ropes.
Yeah, because I think Bryan Keith is trying to pull this into a sunset flip. He can't quite get his legs hooked.
Oh!
10 minutes elapsed.
That could have been a quick victory there for Mike Outlaw.
Keith went for a knee and Outlaw caught it. We are hooked, and now Bryan Keith, this has turned into a real scrap. These two are just fighting over every hold. Bryan Keith again got the arms.
Oh!
And a cover. What? I thought we had a new champion. Mike Outlaw kicking out at the absolute last possible moment.
Mike Outlaw certainly does not want to lose this title in front of this crowd, no less in front of his team, Ambition, Kody. Oh my gosh.
And Bryan Keith pulling Outlaw back to his feet, peppering him with some chops. Now setting the champ on the top rope. Oh! Huge, huge chop. Bryan Keith following Mike Outlaw up to the top, pulling him. Maybe a superplex attempt here, but Outlaw, you can see him throwing some fists, trying to fight this. Oh, headbutt sends Keith onto his back.
And just like that, the momentum shifts. Oh, boot to Bryan Keith. And now Mike Outlaw looking for,
Twisting tornado suplex. Pinfall. Oh, Outlaw though on fire. Going for that single leg Boston Crab. Can he flip Bryan Keith over? Team Ambition is pushing him on, but Keith punched his way out. Bryan Keith went for the lariat. Breaking down the knee, dragon screw leg whip. Mike Outlaw back to the leg, back to that single leg crab. Locked in, he is sitting back. It's Bryan Keith gonna tap. The crowd is chanting for BK, but Outlaw has that half grab cinched in.
If Bryan Keith doesn't tap, his hip might very well come out of the socket with how deep that is, but he's able to get the ropes.
One last moment, burst of adrenaline. Bryan Keith able to grab the ropes, and you can hear Team Ambition pounding the mat, trying to get Mike Outlaw through this.
We have mere minutes left in this match. It's anyone's game. These two men with tremendous heart here, neither wants to lose. Bryan Keith wants to be a two-belt champion going into his match with Two Code Scorpio, and Mike Outlaw wants to show out for St. Louis. By God, this is a match, Veda. I'm hyped for this main event.
And as we said, the winner of this match will go on to face Team Ambition's Davey Richards, who is right at ringside on April 24th for Glory Pro.
And you can tell that both men are tired from a match like this, so physically rigorous here.
Another big chop. Oh!
Ooh! This match devolving into a bit of a fight here.
Bryan Keith, though, not going down, even with that rolling forearm.
Ooh.
And now a quick jab to the face of Mike Outlaw. Swing and a miss. Outlaw with a stunner.
both of these men are so evenly matched, every single time the other executes a move,
rolling
it would
through.
seem, oh!
Outlaw with the pin.
At 14 minutes, 33 seconds, your winner by pinfall, and still the Crown of Glory champion, Mike Outlaw!
And Mike Outlaw able to use Bryan Keith's own momentum against him, rolling through into almost a modified jackknife pin, his entire body weight on top of Keith. The crowd here not happy with that result at all, but Team Ambition surrounding their champion, standing victorious. It's going to be Mike Outlaw taking on his coach, Davey Richards, live at the Palace on April 24th for Glory Pro.
And
Bryan Keith, not happy.
I wouldn't be happy if I were Keith either. Losing on your home turf. But no less, there has to be some respect amongst these two gentlemen, or I certainly hope there would be. Let's see.
Outlaw asking for the handshake.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Tip of the hat. And there's a handshake. And if Mike Outlaw is able to hold on to this Crown of Glory Championship, I have a feeling that we will see a rematch between Bryan Keith and Mike Outlaw, but this time it's going to be on Mike Outlaw's territory.
Yeah.
Team Ambition with a show of respect to their teammate's opponent. And Bryan Keith once again showing why he might be the Underground King, but I have a feeling he's not going to be underground. He's not going to be a secret for very much longer. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at the Collective. First event of the week, we've got Team Ambition victorious in the ring. This has been Glory Pro Wrestling Cemetery Gates. I'm Veda Scott. I have had Sam Laterna. It's been a pleasure. Stay tuned next because we are rolling on to Bloodsport.